Welcome to the Blue Dolphin News Network.
I am Sana.
And I'm Morgan. Please stand for the flag salute. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now our school motto: be safe, live responsibly, understand, respect, and encourage each other. Go Blue Dolphins! You may be seated. Joke of the day.
Why was the broom late for school?
It overswept.
Math is everywhere. Here's a fun math fact.
Who doesn't love Lego blocks? The Lego factory produces around 36,000 pieces of Lego every minute. Here's our quote of the day by Dr. Maya Angelou.
Life is not measured by the number of breaths you take, but by the moments that take your breath away.
Have an amazing Blue Dolphin Day!
Amazing human beings. This is Ms. Rodriguez, your school counselor, and I'm so excited to be here with you this week, especially because it's Week of Respect. We're going to spend the whole week just kind of focusing on the topic of respect and bullying and what that looks like, okay? So today's book we're going to be focusing on is called Giraffes Can't Dance, and I love it because it talks about a unique, like celebrating your uniqueness, right? And what makes you you, right? And not being hindered by what other people with society says you can or cannot do, or even friends say that, right? So we're going to read the book right down. Giraffes Can't Dance. This is a really cool story. And I love the whole theme behind it.
Giraffes Can't Dance by Giles Andrier and Guy Parker Reese. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. The warthog started waltzing, and the rhinos rocked and rolled. The lions danced the tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did the cha-cha with a very Latin feel. And 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor. But the lions saw him coming, and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the animals all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up to the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket, who'd seen Gerald earlier on. "But sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song."
Powerful.
"Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, The sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail was swishing around. He threw his arms out sideways, and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I'm dancing. Yes, I'm dancing. I'm dancing," Gerald cried. Then, one by one, each animal who had been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him, quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle. We must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen. How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love."
With back to school season coming, make sure.
I love that theme of like following the magic music of your dreams almost, right? Like following your heart, making sure that you are embracing your differences and not letting others, right? Because if he would have originally listened to what they said, like giraffes can't dance, if that would have stayed in his heart and his mind, then he wouldn't have danced, right? Or followed or did what he loved. But you need to make sure that you follow your dreams. Make sure that you don't let anyone hinder you, right? Don't let people tell you what you can't do. Do it. Always do it. Always make sure that you're a person that follows your heart, that follows your passion, and you don't let anyone stop you, and embrace everyone in your difference. Have an amazing day, everyone.